So guys, we are going to do the problems of CodeChef. The problem name is problems in your to-do list. So before starting that, we see that what is in this problem. So in this problem, it is given that uh, the first line of input will contain a single integer t, the number of the test cases. Then the test cases follows. Okay, so the number of test cases. For the number of test cases, we use short int t, and we input the value of t, and then each test case contains two lines of inputs. The first line of input of each test case contains single integer n. So single integer n. So we have to apply a loop here for int I equal to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. Okay, so this loop will run up to n minus 1 digits, from 0 to n minus 1 digits for the t number of cases. So in this be taken first line of input. First line of input is n, and we input this variable, and second input is that each test case contain n spaced n space separated integer d1 d2 up to dn. So here it is saying that you have to take an array which are difficulty reading for each problem in to-do list. Okay, so here we will apply so here we will use array intarr I, sorry, not I here, and size. We will write the size of array in this square brackets, and next we have to apply a loop I is less than n, less than n. Here we will run up to n. Okay, here we have to run up to t, because t number of test cases are there, not n. Okay, next I plus plus, and next it is saying that, so we have to read this. CodeChef recently revamped its practice page to make it easier for users to identify the next problem. This was solved by introducing some new features. Recent contest problem containing only problems from the last two contests. Separate unattempted, attempted, and all tab. Problem difficulty rating. The recommended drop down menu has the various difficulty range so that you can attempt the problem most suited in your experience. Popular topics and like more users. Chef didn't know that he could add problems to the personal to-do list by clicking on magic plus symbol on the top right of the each problem page, but only what once he found out about it, he went crazy and added loads of problems to his to-do list without looking at their difficulty rating. Okay, so this is a story is given here, and basically they are explaining us the situation. So the chef is a beginner and should ideally try and solve only problems with the difficulty rating strictly less than 1000. Okay, so here we have to see the problems less than the difficulty rating 1000. Okay, the given a list of difficulty rating for the problem in this chef to-do list. Please help him identify how many of those problems chef should remove from his to-do list. Okay, that he was only left with the problems which are of the rating less than 1000. Okay, in this problem it is saying that we have to uh, count the number of problems whose difficulty rating is uh, either 1000 or greater than 1000. Okay, so for that we have to see that here number of test cases are 5, and at this is the first test case. This is the first test case, and its output is 1 because 1200 is greater than 1000. So only one problem we have to separate out. So the output is 1. And in test case number 2, we have to separate these three problems. So the output is 3. And in third test case, only the fifth problem has the difficulty rating of 5000. So here only one output. In the output we get 1. Okay. And in the test case number 4, we have all the problems which are of rating 1000. So output will be 5. So here output is 5 written here. In the fifth test case, no problem is of rating 1000 or greater than 1000. So 0 output is here. So hope you understand the situation clearly. And now here we have to enter the values in the test cases. So we will enter the values in array. For that we have to see in ARR, and in this, so we will entering the values in array, and out of it we take an integer count, count equal to 0. To initialize, we are putting it equal to 0, and next we apply a loop for counting the number of problems which are of the rating greater than 1000. So int I equal to 0, and for that we also run it from 0 to n, and here I plus plus. So if here we apply the condition, if array element of ith index is greater than or equal to 1000, then increase the count okay increase the count, and and you if you put here the value, if you print here the count, it will give you the wrong result. Okay, my connection is broken. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I am telling you that if you print this line in this loop, then it will give a wrong output. So instead of putting it here, you have to paste it outside the loop. And int main is here, bracket is here. Okay, so here you have to put return 0, return 0, and outside the loop you have to put this uh, count. And now if you will run, then all things will be clear. So I first connect to the internet, and then uh, I will run here. Okay, so I am connected to my internet. So you are getting here the exact output which was desired. And I was talking about that if you put this line inside this loop, then it will give a wrong output like this. So you have to put here outside the both the loops. When the test case, when all the conditions we is satisfied, and code according to the needs, and after this whole content you have to put the C out. This was the first loop. From here to here, this was the first loop, and inside that another loop you can see here another loop, and after that this was the third loop, and you have to put cout here after the first test case is completed. And to run the second test case, after this line, after this bracket, it will go out to the next test case. So at the last, so before this bracket, you have to put the cout. So we have to submit. Okay, so we have submitted the problem and it is correct. Thank you.